Hey everyone, it's Vanessa. Welcome back to my channel. Hey Ma. For those of you who are coming for the first time, thank you so much for clicking in. For those of you returning, thank you so much for your support. This is the channel where I desire to inspire other mothers who are at home. Specifically for me, I'm a homeschooling mother. So for those of us who have challenges being at home, working through our homeschool day, and inspiring other mothers through entrepreneurship. And today's video is about work. Yes, that four-letter word, W-O-R-K. Work for us, work for our children, work. I thought it was pretty interesting today because I start my homeschooling day with Bible, not only for me, but also for my daughter, Aviana. And I use this particular book right now. I love it. It's called Creation Answers for Kids. I purchased it at the homeschooling convention in Lancaster earlier in the year, and I loved it because it was biblically based and it kind of goes along the same lines of what I teach my daughters, just the truth straight from the Bible. I don't sugarcoat much. I try to bring things down to her level, but I thought this book was fantastic in helping me do that. And I will definitely put some information on the comments below so I can share for everyone. But I do want to tell you it's by Creation Book Publishers, so it's www.creationbookpublishers.com, and the name of it is Creation for Kids. So today, again, the topic was about work. Now, I don't know about who works in outside the home, but I happen to work as an entrepreneur selling items that I purchase for a cheap price and then I resell them online. I also do a flea market business during the season that it's nice, but in the meanwhile, throughout the year, I sell online. So this is a way for me to make money and support my family and have a self-work. I think working, whether it's paid or unpaid, is good for our health and our well-being. It contributes to happiness. It helps us build confidence and self-esteem, especially in children. I'll kind of review that in a few. Sometimes we're rewarded financially and sometimes we're not, but it's absolutely necessary. So I wanted to take this opportunity for you guys to either pause this video, but I want you to invite your kids over because I was going to go ahead and read from this book because I feel that it's a great way for me to share and inspire you and your children. So again, if you want to go ahead and pause this and then come back, that would be great. But I'm going to go ahead and start. The book again has different categories. This one was on work for children and how we should work, why we should work, did God create us for work, so on and so forth. So I'm going to pass through the storyline. They actually have kids and a family that goes through it, so I'm just going to get to the point. So did God create us to work? God created us to do a lot of things, including work. The Bible says that God wanted Adam to work and keep the Garden of Eden, and you can find this in Genesis 2:15. This would have been easy, fun work, and Adam got to eat the fruit and the trees he tended. Then God made Eve to help Adam and be his partner. If anybody knows about my first video, and Azer, his partner. This shows us that God created us to work from the beginning. And again, if you want to dive into that a little bit, you can go to Genesis 2:15 and Genesis 2:18 through 22. Does God work? Let's see. God worked during creation, and he made everything in the universe in just 6 days. And he rested on the seventh day. He is always at work keeping the universe going. He also listens to our prayers and helps us. It is a good thing that God always works. Now, in that particular passage, I think it's great because not only did he work, he rested. And that is equally important. Balance, everybody. If you work, and you put it before your family, no good. You put it before God, really not going to work. But if you have everything in a balance and you make sure that you rest in between, I find that it's exactly how God intended it to be, and it was a great plan. And if you stick to the plan, it works. So why did work become hard? Well, because Adam sinned, period. The whole world was cursed. Part of this curse is that work became a lot harder. God had told Adam that he would have to work very hard to get the food from then on. And the ground would start producing thorns and thistles, bad plants that choke out good plants. And you want to dig a little deeper into that. That's Genesis 3:17 through 19. So how much does God want us to work? That's a good one. I thought that was a really good one. God worked for 6 days and then he rested on the seventh as an example to us. He created us to need to sleep at night and also to break from working. Very, very important. Make sure that you take breaks throughout the day, especially if you're homeschooling. That's why I do it. My daughter has high functioning autism and ADHD, so she needs those extra breaks in order to be the best learner that she can be. So let's make sure that we're doing that with our children. When God rescued the people of Israel from slavery in Egypt, he gave them a special gift. They never got a day off when they were slaves of the Egyptians, but to show them that he is a kind God, he gave them the Sabbath, a whole day of rest every week. It shows me that God knows what he was doing. He was being an example, not that he needed to sleep. He kind of just sat back and said, wow, I like what I did here, and it was good. And he's asking us to do the same thing. He's asking us to sit back, evaluate what we did, breathe in, breathe out, and take a breather. So having a day to rest is important, and it's an opportunity to show we trust God to give us what we need. And God also gave Israel extra days off to worship. They were like huge parties for the whole nation. And again, to dig a little deeper into that, you can go into Exodus 28 through 11, Exodus 23:12, and Luke 10 verses 1 through 2. Now, I thought that was interesting too, because being a flea market vendor, I work on the weekends, and I struggled with that for quite some time. And I said, my goodness, I work Saturday and Sunday. How am I going to get to church on Sunday? And it was great when I sat down with my pastor and explained this to me. And he said, Vanessa, I need you to just pick a day that you don't do actual work, meaning looking stuff up on the internet, going to auctions, putting stuff on eBay, going to yard sales. I do a lot of that stuff in my business, and it takes time away from the family. So he just said to pick a day that works for me. And for me, that's Monday. Monday, I'm exhausted after the flea market, and it's my day to reconnect, regroup, get my schedule together, and start over. So Monday is my rest day. So I tell you guys, pick a day that works for you. So this was a good one. Did Jesus work? Just a little interlude to this is that I thought it was funny. My daughter wants a horse really, really bad, and I told her she's got to work for it. And that was the question that she asked me. She said, did Jesus work for everything that he wanted? And of course, we know that we did, but I love the fact that this book answers it in a great way. So we know that Jesus was a carpenter. Like his adopted father, Joseph, and carpentry was hard work, and they didn't get paid. So Jesus had to work really hard. Joseph probably died somewhere after Jesus was around 12 years old, so Jesus would have to work to provide for his mother Mary and his siblings until his ministry started. So Jesus's disciples worked too. Several of them were fishermen, another job that required a lot of work. So if Jesus did it, God did it, we have to do it, okay? We were created in his likeness, and we are created to follow in his footsteps. So if he did it, I'm doing it. So dig a little deeper. You can go to John 4:34 and John 21:1 through 7. What attitude should we have when we work? This is a good one for the kids because nobody wants to do it. But for me, if I show my daughter that Jesus was an example, she's more inclined to do it. So it says here, a lot of people complain about having to work, but we should do it with a grateful heart because God has given us the ability to work. And he wants us to do things for him and for other people. Guys, this hit me right in the heart because I just started this channel and I want to work in addition to what I'm doing as an entrepreneur, buying and selling. I want to work at helping other people know God, know his intentions for us, and work through our challenges together. So I feel like I am on my way. So the last question here, which I thought was really cool, was, will we work in heaven? When Jesus restores the earth, he says that we will rule with him. I'm excited. I'm wondering what kind of crown I'm going to get. Very excited. But that means that we will work doing lots of different things. But because there won't be sin anymore, it will be easy, fun work like God always intended it to be. Because God created us to work, working for God will make us happy. I notice a lot of people that work for the Lord are the happiest people that I've ever seen. Again, they may not get paid for it, but they are happy in spirit and happy because they're spreading that love and joy to others. And if you want to dig a little deeper with your kids on that one, or just for yourself, you can go to 2 Peter 3:13 and Revelation 22:3. So I know that I'm getting well into this video because I wanted to share that with the kids. And guys, I hope that you enjoyed that a bit. I want to share with you that it's important when your parents ask you to do something, to do it. Do it with a joyful heart, because you know what? You're helping mom out. And as little as the deed seems, I assure you it is a big, big help. So I wanted to talk to you about what a day in our life quickly looks like with homeschooling, because we have to balance both the work in the house, the school work, our personal work, and resting. So in a day in my life, I usually wake up between 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. Before I do anything, the minute I open my eyes, I thank God for the ability to do that. Thank you for another day, God. Thank you for waking me up and allowing me to do this over. And I pray that you're with me every step of the way. And then I pray really quickly and say, I ask you to bless my family as they go through the rest of the day today. And I ask them to seek you when they need you. And I ask for you to use me and everyone in my family as an instrument to help others. So I start with that, and then I go into reading my Bible or my devotional, and I have my prayer time with my coffee. I love, love, love my coffee. Pumpkin's my favorite, with a little bit of hazelnut. Excellent. So I do that alone, either in my bed or on the couch, snuggled up alone. So then Avi gets up around 8, 9 o'clock, and if most of you are homeschoolers that are watching this, you'll say, what's a normal day for us? And it's a silly question, because most homeschoolers know there's really no such thing as a typical day, right? So because life happens, one of the perks of homeschooling is that we can just kind of like roll with it. So that's why, and this is the way I do it in my house. So Avi gets up around 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. I make her take the dog out. Now, thankfully, we have a really good dog and great neighbors and all that good stuff. She doesn't actually have to walk him, but it is her responsibility to make sure he gets out to go to the bathroom. She also feeds the pets. We have a dog and we have a cat, so she is responsible for getting fresh water and to feed them. Then I allow her to chill out a little bit. Just like I woke up and I needed to chill and have my coffee and my private time with the Lord, I let her be. And that's when I go downstairs and I start taking pictures of the items that I want to sell that day. So I give her about a good hour between 8 and 9, 9:30 being kind of the latest, to get her stuff together. Now she's 11 years old. She's able to get her own breakfast, whether it's some cereal, toast, waffles, anything that she can make quickly and easy for herself. I allow her to do that by herself. She may also decide to draw or play with her horses in the morning. It's a way for her to just get settled and ready for the day instead of me coming straight at her. And again, it's a time for me to stay motivated on my entrepreneurial pursuits. And I noticed for me, it's best to take pictures first thing in the morning and post at another time. So we do Bible together. So we will actually read from the actual Bible, and we always put God first. I always say, before your ABCs, make sure you know your GOD. That's how I rock in my family. I don't know what you do in yours, but that's what we do. So then around 10 o'clock, we are ready to rock. So we use a program right now called Time for Learning, and her most challenging subject is math. However, I allow her to choose her first subject because I kind of use a little reverse psychology here. I say, I want you to do your math first, then she'll struggle. If I say, what do you want to do first? It's her decision, and we get right on top of it, and it makes the day go by a little quicker. So I let her pick something on there to do on the computer, and then right after that, we do her most challenging subject, which is math. And then thank God for break time. We break 12 o'clock or thereabouts, we break. We close the computer. I like to put the music on because I like subtle ways of getting things into Avi's brain and mindset. So instead of putting the TV on, I'll throw the music on. And I could have the Christian station on. I could just have something classical. I could have just something that makes the heart feel good. And she doesn't even realize that I'm calming her down by doing that. I did want to mention throughout the day, I also use my diffuser with some aromatherapy because it works well for her. She needs to be calm with the ADHD, so I do use the diffuser, and I might even have her put a little bit on her person so she could smell when she's getting a little bored or she's getting sidetracked or what have you. So during that 12 o'clock break, I will take that time to start listing the items that I took pictures of in the morning. And then Avi and I will both make lists on what we're going to do for the rest of the day. So mine could be really easy. Like today, my husband was home. Love my husband. I don't mean it like that, but I just mean my routine, so to speak, was a little off. So I didn't do as much cleaning because I wanted to spend some time with him. It's a rare occasion where he has time off. So I wanted to make it absolutely certain that we did as much as we could. So I would pack the items that I sold on social media, eBay and Mercari and all that. I would take the pictures that I had taken of the morning. I'd post them online. I'd throw a load of laundry in. I'd fold the clothes. I would go ahead and do some dishes. And then Avi will write out a list of what she needs to do that day. Now, I bought her a mini vacuum, one that's very, very lightweight. And I also have a steamer, also extremely lightweight. They can't ruin your floors, guys. They can't do a bad job. They're doing something. I don't want to hear that it's too heavy and I can't push it and I can't pull it. So I made it as easy as possible. So those are two things that she does every day because we have pets and we have dad and her brother that work construction. So we constantly have people walking in and out with their shoes. And we want to keep it clean. So that's her responsibility. Something else she will need to do is pick up her stuff and put it away. So I keep a laundry basket, and around that time, around 12 o'clock, all her little horses, all her painting items, books, anything that she has, toys that doesn't belong in my living room or in my kitchen, goes into that basket and upstairs to her room. At that time, also, it sounds strange, but I have her set the table because time goes quick for me in the afternoon. So she quickly will set the table and help me put the dishes away. Whatever it is that we put on our schedules for that day, it will vary from day to day, for me at least. We get to it. And then let's see. So after we get our schedules done, my apologies for the sidetrack, we will watch something educational on TV. Instead of just going right back into the schoolwork, we will take something maybe we learned in the morning and I'll watch a quick YouTube, like maybe 5 to 8 minutes, nothing too long, and I will reinforce something that we learned in the morning. Sometimes we have to go horseback riding, depends on what day it is. We have co-op field trips. So depending, again, on the day, it is what it is. I like to do some puzzles with Avi. I like quick games, like Would You Rather or Truth or Dare, 21 questions. Spending any time with your children is also learning, but you're also taking a break. So learn to keep it interesting with your kids. Just keep them talking. Around 4 o'clock is when I end my day because I want to prepare for my husband and my son to come home for dinner. So that's when I'm tidying things up. I am putting a little extra aromatherapy in the air to calm everybody. I'm finishing up the dishes. Actually, even put myself together for a little bit. No husband wants to come home to a busted looking wife. None of them. I'm telling you, I'm in my sweats right now, but I still try to make myself look somewhat okay when he comes home. He just doesn't want to come home to a haggard looking wife. So I try my best to make him happy when he gets home. And then we end our night with a question of the day. So I might pick something throughout the day that will say something that anyone in the family can answer. So we talk about it at dinner. So it could be current events, it could be anything at all. So guys, I know this video is approaching 20 minutes, which is a lot longer than I expected it to be, but I hope that you enjoyed the content. Working is important for us to get a clear mental break from the monotony that we do. It feels great making your own money and making your own decisions on how to spend that money. It feels great to be a contributor, and you are being an example to your children. I will talk on another video about how we can specifically help our children with entrepreneurship and how we can do it together. But today I just wanted to focus on our kids to let them know that work is important. Mama's work is important, but so is rest. So let's take those examples that we had from the Bible and put them to work. So let's work. Let's do it with a good attitude. Let's help others while doing it. Make sure to rest and replenish ourselves. So until next time, I want to thank you all for watching. And if you wouldn't mind just giving me a thumbs up, put something in the comments. Let me know how I'm doing. I'm new at this, guys. So if there's anything that you can give me for a word of encouragement, I would truly appreciate it. And if you'd love to subscribe, I plan to do as many videos as I can to be consistent in helping all you mamas out there. So I thank you. I hope you have a wonderful evening. May God bless you all, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.